I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all.
Great White isn't. I'm running a little late. Give me a second.
If I stop walking, y'all, the king's gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just
Great White isn't, y'all. I went through my head this morning. Ha ha! Great White isn't. Y'all already got the mats and stuff. I don't think I have to see that. I had to move the cameras around yesterday. So now I'm trying to put them back in focus, which I don't think I'm doing a great job of. The ceiling does look like the sky. After wall, after wall. Great raw isms. I just got a line up. Imagine the sky. The sky. Yes. Let me see. Y'all be walking. See, I'll tell you what my head was when I got waylaid. Besides the fact, hold on, y'all. Look what I found for the HR 40, the fair use sign. Yes, I knew I brought it back from Nevada. And that's what my Nevada trip was for. You know, having more faith in my actions. Because y'all know I was brought up in that cult. And in that cult, honey, they said, don't believe your eyes, don't believe your ears. Don't talk to anyone who doesn't agree. That as they call them, doubting Thomases. All right, still fighting with cameras. I knew when I was moving them yesterday. I said, you know what? It took you a week where you can come in and do your walk and not have all this going on. Okay. See, I think you see my feet, but my head's chopped off. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. My daughter's girlfriend, Cynthia, used to say that. Okay. All right. I say on the way better scale. Great rod is in y'all. Ooh. Okay, I heard the furnace kick on, so I got the window open. But now I need the fan, y'all. Okay. Yes. So I was in my head about the song. I'm walking trying to save my feet and toes. And it has such a story like The Secret. It has a like The Secret story. And y'all remember, if you go back a month and a half ago, I was talking about trying to find a guitarist to I was on the bike, y'all, this morning. I didn't set the timer right. So I don't know how many minutes I did before I realized I didn't set the timer. And then I set the timer for 15 minutes. So I think I did a little bit more than 15 minutes. Uh-oh. Forgive me. Forgive my flagellation, as they call it. Honey, better out than in. So, I was like, wow. Because 3 hours I worked on the song. Trying to get it right so I could send it to Ron. So all he should be able to do is match my voice to the music. Just lay it over it. But I can't get my part right. So I'm trying. And I sent him something, but he hears something in the background. So I'll be back to it today. And until I get it right. And he could just lay the track over. But I was sitting down thinking, he wants the song published. He really likes the song. And for me, oh, I love it. It's my inspiration. But see, that's what it was for me. I just wanted to put a little guitar music behind my inspiration. I didn't think any musician that I would get. Okay, let me backtrack a minute. Talking about The Secret. I was telling y'all I need a guitarist. But I didn't know where to start. I was like, let me go to FB Marketplace. And then I started seeing Ron Jackson 7-string guitars. Okay? For all my friends, go on my Facebook page, go under Ron Jackson, and you can see him. But when I saw him and I clicked on it and he was teaching his classes and then he was just playing the guitar and I would listen and I was like, wow. And then I said, please. Police. How could this professional, experienced man, international guitarist, 7 strings. Why would he want to do a little down-home country song like I'm walking? Now, to me, I'm walking, and I hope it is for you too. I guess it got to the point that I had to be reminded. That's why I love this body, this manner. Love it. I had to be reminded why I wake up in the morning And why I walk on this treadmill. I say trying to save my feet and toes, but it's circulation. Aren't those the extremes of your body, including your fingertips? So it's not just diabetes, though I say the sugar cane, but it is moving blood around. I used to watch people all the time. Oh, especially when I was younger. Remember, I was a volunteer. I was trained to be a nurse, observation. And I remember thinking to myself, how do you expect the medicine to work if in fact you don't move? How is it going to get around? You take it and you sit down. You see what I'm doing? Excuse me. No fuss, no muss. But it gets the job done. It gets oxygen, blood up here. Which is very important because I'm a true crimer. And every time they do true crime, and even if you're a parent of a child, you know that head cut is going to bleed like if he was hitting the head with a boulder. Because that's how much blood and oxygen needs to get all the way up here. Now, if you ain't doing nothing, how do you think you can get up there? And something this simple at our age. Something that, did I tell you we walked for 45 minutes because we're making up for the time we lost in Nevada? Okay, I'm telling you now. Something as simple as this gets that medicine going. Maybe you don't need as much medicine as you're taking. It's not getting around because you're not moving around. And even a little half-hour walk, 15-minute walk, can get all that stuff going. Maybe one day I'll make a recording of my morning workouts. They sound something like this. Oh, ow. Oh, okay, and then you're going to hear the stretch when I'm hanging. When you see me hanging, like, oh. My hands, see the calluses? My hands be hurting from hanging. Yes. So the song for me, it just reminds me every morning. Remember this first song? I'm walking just for me. But why am I walking just for me? To save my feet and toes. So when I hear that in the morning, when I come down here and set up for the walk, I'm inspired. I'm reminded. That's what this is all about. So, I want to get this vocal thing right. Ron said he may have to come out and record me on his computer because he has a better mic. And I am so grateful. And I'll rustle up whatever money I have to rustle up for him. Because I think the guitar, or just like I said, he pepped up the tempo, I think a little bit maybe. I just know it's going to be marvelous. And again, I'll be glad to put it on every morning as we do our walk to Ghana and South Africa. I'm getting my Ghanaian goats. Go back to the November shows. November 26th, my birthday, when it was placed upon me so greatly that I go and buy some Ghanaian goats, a herd, and some South African cattle. And as I'm walking, all the details will come into place. That's another thing for us at our age. There's another thing. Exercising puts things in place. We really don't have to work as hard and do as much, because as you're walking, it's like click, 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 click. Everything's falling into place. Click, 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 click. Everything's ready for you. By the time you finish your exercise, not only walking, on your mats, on your bikes, doing your weights, kicking your feet, all that stuff is putting stuff into place. Things in your life, things in your body. But I don't know, I'm not all about that cult life. I know in the cult life, you don't do that. You sit down and you wait. You wait on someone else to do it. You wait. That's what you were taught. I used to be taught that all the time. Wait on this one. So wait on this one. That's what was so confusing about my Charleston, South Carolina grandmother. Because at heart she was a warrior, and I knew she was a more strong woman, creative woman, cooking, sewing, making her chili beers, doing her business. That's how she made her money. Sewing, cook. Oh. And when she was that African American grandmother, she taught us so much about survival. When she was African American grandmother, she wasn't into that sit down and waiting for nothing. Get your ass up. Get it and do it. But then, when she came under her thing as deaconess in the cult, then it was the Lord this and Christ this and this. So it was very confusing. It's like, go, stop, wait, go. And you know what came to me this morning too? In communities where the Christian cult is, they breed gangs. In a community where the Mormons are, they breed other cults. So I guess basically, I've never listened to this book called The Apostles about this game. And the gang's whole setup is the same way as it's set up as the churches. So I used to ask, especially when I was in Mount Vernon, I was like, why are all these gangs centered around churches? Why? Because that's where they learned that from. The whole setup for the gang is like the setup for the churches. They want you to give. You work for them, and you work for the gangs, and you give them money. And they'll decide how much you get. You're like all pooling. But a lot of things are set up like that. And then I was just thinking about the Mormons, how all these crazy cults come out of the Mormons. Now, the gangs have to do with killing, robbing, stealing. But the cults have to do with domination and sexual, I don't know, predators. Now, they say a lot of gangs do prostitution, sex trafficking, but so do a lot of cults. I'm probably going nowhere with this. But hey, we were walking for almost 20 minutes, so something happened. Yes. So that's what I was thinking about this morning. And then I was thinking about when I was talking to Ron, and he said he has all his shots. And I said I chose quarantine. Like when I go roller skating, 5 days before I do my airborne, I always have my sprays. I won't have the mask on at roller skating, but depending on my body to carry that through. And the fact that I know how to keep my hands out of my face, and I know how to stand 6 feet away from you. See how that works? And I'm strong enough in my body to know. Because remember, I had a pathogen. Remember, I think it was September? Yep. Pathogen stuck in, and guess what? We won. Kicked that old pathogen right out. Yes, we did. I was happy for all the water that I drank over the summer. Because when that pathogen hit, it tried to drain me, but I had too much water in me. And then I know how to bounce back. I looked at my daughter and said, Pepsi, please. Room temperature. Yes. Pepsi, room temperature. I drank Pepsi for 2 days. And that pathogen was gone. A lot of people don't know how Pepsi works like that. They used to give it to you when you were children. When you got sick, they give you warm Pepsi. Okay, yes. We coming to it, y'all. Oh, Doja Cat, get into it, y'all. Oh, I am very well pleased with this human experience. Yes, indeed. See how my thighs look? That's why I'm riding the bike 15 minutes before I do the walk. I'm trying to be super ready for roller skating on Monday. Because of that storm they said we had, I had enough time to I sound like those people from South Carolina. Ugh. And he went down and ugh. And then I saw him. When you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose.
I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm walking, y'all.
Here we go. HR 40, y'all. It's coming on. I want to hear it this week. So I could get the where therefores and to froms and okay. That's all why he turned up. Here we go. Don't be like that. Congress.gov, January 9th, 2023. Issue, Volume 169, Number 7, Daily Edition. Reparation, Congressional Record, Volume 169, Number 7. From the Congressional Record online through the Government Publishing Office. Reparation. Ms. Jackson Lee asked and was given permission to address the House for 1 minute. Ms. Jackson Lee. Mr. Speaker, it has been 38 years, and I rise with enthusiasm on reintroducing H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act. I am pleased to reintroduce this legislation and to acknowledge to my friends and colleagues that it was first introduced in 1989 after the implementation of the American Civil Liberties Act that provided compensation to Japanese Americans. H.R. 40 does not focus on all of that only. It focuses on the study of slavery and the understanding of what would be the next step to end the vast disparities in the African American communities even today in 2023. And so this introduction allows for a study, an analysis, and action. Ms. Jackson Lee continues. I am pleased with the more than 350 organizations, CEOs, scholars, state and local officials, and members of Congress who have been supportive in understanding the era of slavery in this country. The 13th Amendment may have ended slavery, but the disparities exist. Let us pass H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposal for African Americans Act. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to reintroduce H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposal for African Americans Act. This
legislation was first introduced by retired member of Congress John Conyers of Michigan in 1989 and was intended to examine the institution of slavery in the colonies and the United States from 1619 to the present, and further recommend appropriate remedies. Since the initial introduction of the legislation, its proponents have made substantial progress in evaluating the discussion of reparation and reparatory justice at the national level and joining the mainstream international debate on the issues. Though some have tried to deflect the importance of these conversations by focusing on individual monetary compensation, the real issue is whether and how this nation can come to grips with the legacy of slavery that still inflicts current society. Through legislation, resolution, news, and litigation, we are moving closer to making more strides in the movement towards reparation. Today, there are more people at the table, more activists, more scholars, more CEOs, more state and local officials, and more members of Congress. However, despite this progress, the election of the first American president of African descent, the legacy of slavery lingers heavily in this nation. While we have focused on the societal effects of slavery and segregation, its continuing economic implications remain largely ignored by mainstream analysis. These economic issues are the root cause of many critical issues in the African American community today, such as education, healthcare, and criminal justice policy, including policing policies. The call for reparation represents a commitment to entering a constructive dialogue on the role of slavery and racism in shaping present-day conditions in our communities and American society. Over the last several years, we have had a distinguished academic and activist panel from the National African American Reparations Commission dive into some of the most salient points in the discussion of reparation. I am supporting this effort by continuing to hold the annual reparation perspective at the annual legislative conference of the Congressional Black Caucus. I believe that H.R. 40 is a crucial piece of legislation because it goes beyond exploring the economic implications of slavery and segregation. It is a holistic bill in the sense that it seeks to establish a commission to also examine the moral and social implications of slavery. In short, the commission aims to study the impact of slavery and continuing discrimination against African Americans, resulting directly and indirectly from slavery to segregation to the desegregation process and the present day. The commission would also make recommendations concerning any form. Ms. Jackson Lee continues. I am pleased with the more than 350 organizations, CEOs, scholars, state and local officials, and members of Congress who have been supportive in understanding the era of slavery in this country.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
The 13th Amendment may have ended slavery, but the disparities exist. Let us pass H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposal for African Americans Act. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to reintroduce H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposal for African Americans Act. This legislation was first introduced by retired...
Okay, so that's it. That's it. It says 7 minutes, but I don't know. I'll get 7 minutes out of it. Hold on, y'all. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Hold on. Let's pick up here, and maybe we can take it to the end.
Dive into some of the most salient points in the discussion of reparation. I am supporting this effort by continuing to hold the annual reparation perspective at the annual legislative
Conference of the Congressional Black Caucus. I believe that H.R. 40 is a crucial piece of legislation because it goes beyond exploring the economic implications of slavery and segregation. It is a holistic bill in the sense that it seeks to establish a commission to also examine the moral and social implications of slavery. In short, the commission aims to study the impact of slavery and continuing discrimination against African Americans, resulting directly and indirectly from slavery to segregation to the desegregation process and the present day. The commission would also make recommendations concerning any form okay. Okay, yes, that's it. That's the end of the 3 pages. And they said create a dialogue. So as I'm listening to it, I got the ancestors from Remember Slavery, the newly freed enslaved. But as I listen to this, I realized they don't say enslaved. And I thought about it when I read it. I said, well, they still using slavery like it's a choice, which is insulting. But then I realized that they are presenting this to the Hatfields and McCoys. If they say enslaved, the Hatfields, McCoy, say, oh, you're trying to say that we enslaved you. Because totally delusional. So they have to say slavery. They have to put half the blame on us. Just like a rape victim. He wouldn't attack you if that skirt wasn't short. So that's how I'm thinking they're taking that, why they say slavery. Then I come down and say, you enslaved our ancestors, you pile of shit, you pieces of trash, you garbage. They can't say that. They have to put half of the enslavement process on us. So that's why I think in this letter, Miss Jackson Lee is still using the word slavery. Because at the mere mention of enslavement, every Hatfield and McCoy, Dem, Republican, Independent, Social, ears closed. No. They didn't rape that girl. That girl had on a short dress. She's responsible. So that's why I think, and that just tells you something about the minds that's working in legislation, or the minds of the legislators, that when faced with the truth, how about asking this question, y'all? When you said your Revolutionary War, and you kicked out the king, why didn't you let go of the descendants of the king's prisoner of wars that he put into enslavement? When you kicked him out and was free, why our ancestors wasn't free too? Answer that question. Oh, I can tell you, it would have been the collapse. You needed free labor. You needed free labor to eat. You needed free labor. Because If you'd have freed us when the king left, you wouldn't have made it. We'd have made it. We'd have went off somewhere, honey, and been just fine. Just like we are now if you stop interfering with us. So still you're not having a real conversation. Because in H.R. 40, you're not saying enslavement. Because those who were able to be free, they ran. There were plenty killed. You're not telling the truth. Prisoners wouldn't stay in prison if you didn't shoot their asses if they tried to climb over the goddamn fence. That's the same way in enslavement. You could be killed instantly. How about having that conversation? That, instead of the lies that you sent all over the world. Oh, they so happy being slaves. Look at them dancing. Look at them dancing. They are so happy. Of course you dance. If they was holding your goddamn child somewhere to be killed, you dance your goddamn ass off. Of course you dance. If you was told you didn't, you'd be shot. Let's have those real dialogues. Let's have those real conversations and call it enslavement. And call it enslavement. Stop blaming the victim. I'm not a victim, my ancestors were. I just don't know why they don't rage. Me and my energy, I'd be running through that U.S. Capitol, squeezing every Hatfield and McCoy heart in my hand until it stopped beating. You ain't got to reparate. Please. My man energy separate, my energy gonna be running all the way, stomping them out. Just like that McConnell. Y'all need to be waiting. And everybody that died of COVID need to be in McConnell's room waiting for his energy to be released so they can tear it to shreds, stomp it to make sure it never comes back to Earth. Never. Because see, he got good health insurance, but he made sure you had none. President Obama set it up. He didn't even know that there was this pandemic coming. But he set it up so every American would be covered. And McConnell and his Scott-Irish scumbag group, Hatfields and McCoy, trash bag group, they put in that orange slime to make sure that he would take it away. And they took it away. No health insurance. And then the pandemic hits. And millions died. And they need to have their ass in that hospital with McConnell, waiting for his energy to leave to tear it to shreds, stomp it out, make sure it never, 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 never comes back to this earth. And then hit every Hatfield and McCoy from then on. Please, do the Scottish jig on that energy when it leaves him. Please.
throw his carcass out in the woods and let the animals eat it. They wouldn't even touch it. Yeah. McConnell got good insurance, honey. He got the best insurance. But he made sure we didn't have nothing. He came in on poor Hatfield McCoy. They talking about fighting with China while his wife is doing big contracts. Been doing big contracts with China. That's what I'm trying to tell you with the Hatfields and McCoys. That's bullshit. McConnell must be asking for more money and his wife asking for more money from China. So they ain't getting more. So now they mad. They gonna do war. They gonna kill African Americans. We gonna do war because we got that kind of control. Oh yeah. We didn't lose hundreds of thousands of lives over some bullshit. African American. Stomp it. Stomp it. I would lose my job. Because if I had to go in the room and see him laying there, the spit would form in my mouth and fly out so fast, I couldn't stop it. He laying there with good health insurance. And many from COVID laid there with none. Effects now, after COVID, still no health insurance. And you supposed to be, ooh, McConnell. I would do the Irish jig on his chest right now if I could. I'd play a bagpipe on his fucking ass if I could. He got insurance. He got health insurance. I'm so glad I ain't with them cults. I don't like people who don't like me. I don't like people who don't like me. I used to have to keep it down, very deep down. So, oh, when they spit on you, you just say, hey, you missed a spot. When they kick you, you turn them and say, did you hurt your foot? And when they stomp you and you laying there with blood spewing out your mouth, you say, I hope that made you feel better. But no, I don't deal with cults no more. I do the goddamn Irish jig on that bitch. I jump up and down on them. Please. Everything Obama tried to do to help anybody. McConnell and his bags of scum, his Hatfield and go in a poor dirt eating nobody. Now, he the main reason so many people have died. Can't get medicine now. Can't get treatment now. In the middle of a fucking pandemic. And y'all crying for him? Especially for African Americans? That's that cult shit. Cry for the man that looked like he could be Jesus Christ's daddy. I'm not in the cult life. That's what I was thinking about it. I'm an atheist. That's another Hatfield and McCoy bullshit word. I'm not in the cults. I don't need you to shepherd me. I don't need you to guide me. I don't need you to use my energy for me. I use my own energy. Please. I take a set of bagpipes and stuff it down his fucking stupid mouth. That's what I would do. The ancestors are smiling. Y'all better get ready. When that energy leaves, stomp it out.
tear it up. Tear it to shreds. So you can do like this and it just sprinkles away. And it never comes back together. And that man is never. Let's knock out 10. But this is the third day you listen to HR 40. And in it is still saying, Mr. Hatfield and McCoy's Democrats, Republicans. We know you get upset when you talk about slavery, because it's the slave's fault as well as the enslaver. Just like in a rape case. If the woman hadn't had on a short dress, she'd have never been raped. So it's her responsibility, it's her fault too. It's the rapist's fault too. But it's her fault too. So that's the same way with slavery, the enslavement. No, slavery. That's why they keep using it. Because they want to have the responsibility. That's why y'all ain't getting shit. 10, not up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1. Good luck. And I sure can't wait until the ancestors get sick and tired. Well, no, they're doing stuff now. They tripped McConnell. So many more. 10, not up, no down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for good luck. Yes! Ancestors. Stomp them out. Stomp McCall out.
Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat.
Stomp McCall out.
I'm walking, y'all.
Take that energy and squeeze it. And squeeze it. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
I said I'm walking,
Squeeze
y'all.
and squeeze. Take that energy and destroy it, ancestors.
Cause if I stop walking, y'all, the puppy up.
Yes! Yes, y'all. That was the ancestors. I know y'all saying, ooh. She gonna, whatever y'all cult tell y'all, that's wrong with me. But listen, let me help y'all out. In the cult world, I was born a bastard. I made my mother and my father have sex without being married. So there you go. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie. Tell a cousin, tell a friend. And subscribe. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.